Pueblo was on the map as an emerging travel destination, and the crew from PBS's travel show Voyager visited for several days last week to absorb all that Pueblo has to offer.
Yeah, this whole episode is about Pueblo. We're going to be visiting two towns in our trip to Colorado, Telluride and Pueblo. And you know, it's part of what we really like to do on this program is maybe go to some unexpected locations and explore them and discover why people would want to visit them. You know, what are the interesting things about these cities and towns that may not be the first on the list when people are thinking about tourist destinations. You know, we love to scratch the surface and discover the hidden treasures in every place that we visit.
We got into town a couple of days ago, and we're basically here trying to have as much fun as possible in as short a period of time as we can. Everything we do, we try to have a good time with, because we feel like that, you know, plays out on camera. If we're having fun behind the camera and in front of the camera, then it's just going to come out better. So, you know, we're trying to see everything that Pueblo has to offer. So as we meet people, we've been asking them where we should go, what we should do, and we tend to just follow the thread. I think it's a true artist city. I mean, I've been really impressed by the amount and quality of the art. It seems like a city that's started to really embrace that. It's a city that's got a great Americana feel to it. It kind of feels classic in a way, from everything from the old steel mill, you know, to the downtown here and the brick buildings and even the logos that businesses are using. It all feels very nostalgic to me, and I think the art represents that as well. And there's just an aesthetic that feels distinctly American here.
The show, which has spotlighted such locales as India, Jamaica, Israel, Nashville, and New Orleans, follows host Jacob Edgar as he experiences the sights and sounds of Pueblo as the latest stop on Voyager's travels.
Jacob's somebody who loves to have fun, so it doesn't take that much prodding, and we tend to enjoy a lot of the same things. So, you know, we let him react to things, we react to things, and we're just in constant communication.
We're on a voyage of discovery, and we definitely do a lot of prep work beforehand. I'd say we prepare 60 to 70% of what we're going to do before we get here, but we also try to leave room for discovery. We try to leave room for things that happen on the ground and things that we weren't necessarily expecting. And the goal of every episode, as you say, is to tell a story. We want to try to identify in a very, you know, easy to appreciate way what the soul of the community is and what the spirit is in the town right now. So we'll touch a little bit on Pueblo history, where it's come from, and where it is today, and where we think it might be going, and what the people that we've met and the places that we've seen, what that tells us about the character of the community. And you know, we try to pull that out in our episodes.
The great thing about Jacob is that he's a true explorer, he's a true traveler. He's a great host for the show because he has been a lot of places but is hungry to see more, and has a great wealth of experiences to draw from. So when he sees a place, he has a lot of context that he can bring to it. And so working with him is just about communicating all the time and talking about what we're enjoying and what we want to see more of, and you know, sometimes he follows our lead and sometimes we follow his. We
meet with local musicians, and they in turn introduce us to local artists and other creative people in the community. And we find that, you know, the creative people are often the trendsetters. They're the ones who are, you know, keeping the vibrancy of the community alive. And so we meet with artists, we meet with musicians, and then we move into other areas of local culture, like food culture. We've done a lot about Pueblo food, you know, everything from the Pueblo chili to solar roast coffee. We also, you know, visit some of the best local sites. We meet with, you know, just kind of try to find interesting characters, people that can represent the soul and the personality of our destination.
The Voyager shoot is a huge boon to Pueblo as it strives to redefine itself as a destination as well as an artistic and cultural hub.
Well, I think Pueblo is in a process right now of reinvention. You know, this is a community that's gone through a history that was defined by the industrial age. It was a steel town for a long part of its history, and because of that, it's had a huge range of immigrants that have come here, a lot of diversity in the community. And now that we're, you know, maybe 20 years or more beyond the era when the steel industry really dominated this town, you see a community that's really redefining itself and using the arts and the kind of the creative culture here to inspire future generations to love Pueblo and to love what it is about being able to live here in this type of community. I'm really enjoying it. It's a really nice town, and a lot of really interesting and you know, fascinating people, and I'm having a great time. And I'm completely full. I've just eaten huge amounts of food, and so I'm going to go home with having gained a few pounds while I'm here as well.